I have been to China 7 times.
I think the first step is to come out of the groups, and then I think the goal is to win the whole tournament.
I want to go in the mall and looking for our shoes.
Bastante, nós treinamos muito e acho que estamos preparados.
Hello， 各位观众朋友，欢迎收看2017 CFGI 国际邀请赛，我是丽珍。Hello to all the CROSSFIRE fans around the world. I'm Pepper, and this is my partner XYZ. Welcome to 2017 the CROSSFIRE Global Invitational Stage.
Hello， 大家好，我是老肖，欢迎来到2017 CFGI 的比赛现场。我们正在中国太仓为您带来全球直播。
是的，在今年2017年 CFGI 的国际邀请赛，这不只是主办单位为全球 CROSSFIRE 打造的顶级国际赛事，来自于全世界5大赛区10支顶尖的队伍将汇聚中国太仓，在这里要展开为期5天的巅峰对决。
是的，参加本次2017 CFGI 的10支战队是来自全球5大赛区的精英战队。那在上一届 CFGI 的比赛当中，选手们的精彩表现仍然让我们难以忘怀。那时隔1年之后，全球10支最强的 CF 战队再次来到我们 CFGI 的舞台之上，将会进行他们的巅峰对决。接下来就让我们请出他们。
是的，那今天在我们的开幕典礼当中，10支顶尖战队也会一一上台登场，马上就让我们欢迎他们出场了。第一位是来自于巴西的战队，让我们欢迎 Operation Kino。是一个豪门战队，创建于2015年，在2016年也获得了 CFL 第2赛季的季军，2017年获得 CFL 第1赛季的冠军。Thanks, and please take your seat.
接下来，让我们同样请出来自巴西的战队，他们是 Root Gaming 战队。 如 Gaming 战队，他们同样成立于2015年，至今在巴西电竞行业已经占据一席之位。在 CF 项目的成绩尤为突出，曾获得 CBCF 第一赛季的亚军、CFEL 2016第二赛季的殿军、CFEL 2017第一赛季的亚军等诸多荣誉。
接下来要登场的是来自于菲律宾的队伍了。首先亮相的是菲律宾的 Pacific Macta。 是菲律宾 CF 项目的骄傲。那对于很多的中国玩家来讲，也是相当熟悉的老面孔了。他们致力于成为世界上最强的 CF 战队。不知道在这一次 CFGI 会为我们带来怎么样精彩的表现呢？
本次2017 CFGI 菲律宾也是派出了2支队伍，接下来就让我们请出另外一支同样来自菲律宾的战队，他们是 TC 战队，有请。 而作为菲律宾 CF 项目的后起之秀 ，TNC 战队以老带新的层次结构，使队伍的爆发力十足。队伍曾获得菲律宾 CFEL 2017第一赛季的亚军。
紧接着登场的是来自于越南的战队 Boss CFVN。 CFVN 是越南的一个传统强队，随着 CFS 2014年2位亚军选手的加入，他们的整体实力也再创高峰。
接下来，让我们请出同样来自越南的战队，他们是 CherryStars 战队。 CFGI 2017是 CherryStars 战队的国际比赛的首秀比赛，战队吸收了越南本土各路明星选手，这让他们在国际比赛当中具有强大的竞争力，同样也是一支强劲的队伍。
紧接着登场的2支队伍是来自于欧洲赛区，首先登台亮相的是 Penta Sports。 长期收看 CFPL 的观众对于这一支队伍也是相当的熟悉了，而这一次参加 CFGI 的阵容跟 CFPLS10稍微有些不同，让我们一起期待他们的表现。
接下来，让我们请出同样来自欧洲的 Flipside 战队。
相信
CFGI 俱乐部在众多电竞项目当中都有分队 ，CF 战队也曾获得参加过 CFS、WC、AM 邀请赛，丰富的参赛经验使他们在这次比赛当中的优势，同样也是取胜的关键所在。
最后登场的2支队伍是中国的2支代表队，首先要上台的是 TGF。TGF 战队成立在2016年5月，在我们 CFPL 的第10赛季也是获得了亚军的好成绩。这一次非常的开心，看到他们再一次合体参加 CFGI 的比赛，也祝福他们可以取得好成绩。
接下来，让我们请出本次2017 CFGI 的最后一支参赛队伍。他们就是来自中国的王者之师冠军队伍 SV 战队。SV 俱乐部成立于2016年11月16日。超豪华的全明星阵容让 SV 战队成为本次比赛的头号种子。2017 AM 邀请赛冠军，2017 CFPL 第10赛季的总冠军，无愧王者之名的他们，能否在本次比赛当中大放异彩呢？让我们一起拭目以待。
精彩的对决即将开始，在我这里也是预祝所有的参赛队伍在这一次 CFGI 都可以发挥自己100%的实力，获得他们理想的成绩。在大赛开始之前，我们要秉持公平、公正、公开的原则，邀请选手代表以及裁判代表来到台上进行宣誓。首先要让我们邀请选手代表 ，We would like to invite Nils, the leader of Penta Sports, to come onto the stage and do the oath of fair play as a player representative. Welcome, Nils.
Welcome.
I swear on behalf of all the players for the glory of esports competition and the honor of our team, we will take part in this CFGI competition with real sportsmanship, as well as respect and obey the rules of the competition. I will do my best in order to win, and even in failure, I will not lose the courage to continue to challenge myself.
Thank you, Nils. Thanks. 接下来我们要邀请的是裁判代表为我们进行宣誓，有请裁判代表王刚。
我代表全体工作人员承诺，为保证 CFGI 2017的顺利进行，我们将以真正的电子竞技精神，尊重和遵守一切赛事规则，公平公正地履行自己的职责。同时，我们也预祝每一位参赛选手取得一个满意的成绩。
谢谢裁判代表王刚，谢谢。
感谢我们的选手以及我们的裁判。那我们知道，在精彩的比赛当中啊，除了职业选手的精彩对决之外，当然离不开我们的解说的精彩点评了。
是的。
那么我们的比赛呢即将开始，让我们一起来期待本次2017 CFGI 的巅峰对决。本次 CFGI 的揭幕战将会由来自中国的 TGF 对阵越南的 CherryStars 战队。接下来，将我们画面交给解说席。
Hello and welcome to the 2017 CROSSFIRE Global Invitational, and I am Stephen Craig, accompanied here by Jonathan X Famous X, who everybody knows, the man, the myth, the legend. And as we just heard them say there, in Chinese, I guess, that our first game of the day here is going to be TGF versus CherryStars, which should be a good one.
Hopefully so, yeah.
I'm certainly interested. CherryStars is a new team here to international competition for us, but some old faces, as we saw there with those player introductions.
Yeah, they have about half their team is from the old Freedom Gaming, which was like the iconic Vietnamese team that they always go into every competition, CFS, everything.
Yeah, and they've had some good results in the past as Freedom, but now that they have some new blood in there, right? It's not going to be easy for them having to go up against TGF, who is also a new team as well, but
I mean, you can't ever say new team with Chinese players that have been there, because they're always so strong, they're so experienced. It's just,
I mean, I don't think there's anybody on the TGF roster who doesn't have at least some international experience that I can think of offhand. Perhaps there is.
You're probably correct.
Even Chong'er, I think, does with.
I mean, they even have a CFS champion, Jerry. He used to be in Modern, so I mean, he's the new addition to their lineup, kind of, just new right now. But he's a champion, so what is there to lose there?
And here we do see on our screen the schedule here for today. We'll start off, as we said, with TGF and CRS, and then finish the day off with another TGF match there with Flipside. Any of these matches you're really looking forward to here?
Honestly, the TGF versus F3 and the SV versus Boss. I can't wait to see those two.
Yeah, I think, you know, Vietnamese teams, I always want to see them on the first day.
What is that?
Because you just never know what you're going to get out of them.
Yes, they are inconsistent, but they also sometimes are just so good, and then other times you just don't know what to expect.
I mean, who was it? We've had, I think it was Boss that has a CFS second place finish.
Oh, and you know, I was going to mention this, the Philippines Invitational of last year, Boss, they started off the day and they beat, what was it? I think it was AG. And it was really surprising. Everybody was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then the next day, they just weren't the same powerhouse that they were the day before. So, like I said, you know, inconsistent, but also like flashy. Just
they
great
can
games.
beat anyone,
yes,
but also lose to anyone.
Yes, yes.
So, but I think you can kind of glean a lot from their form early on, because it seems to me that when Vietnamese teams do well, they start out well and they keep performing throughout the tournament.
True.
Sometimes.
I think,
I don't know.
You know,
it's
that
so hard to
just
say.
going back to that Philippine Invitational, I think it was mainly that AG just kind of figured out how to play against them. It wasn't that Vietnam did anything worse. It was just that AG did everything better.
That adaptation.
Yes.
Which, you know, it's something that the Chinese teams are known for. They're able to change their play styles very well. I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, favorites coming in, we have SV, who you were saying is
Super
a
team.
match that we're looking forward to there.
And the super team as well.
Yeah, and it's always basically SV versus the world in recent competitions.
I would say the bigger question of every single international event that's come up in the last year is not so much will SV win, but can anybody beat them? I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but at the same time, you're more expecting them to win, but you're hoping somebody can beat them.
Oh, absolutely. I think even Chinese fans are probably... They might not be rooting for any foreign teams, but they might be hoping that TGF can take it from them.
A little tired of the winning streak right now.
Right. I mean, but it's hard to say anybody can stop them. I mean, they're a terrifying force.
True.
I mean, I think they're probably the most dominant CROSSFIRE team we've ever seen.
I mean, they have no weaknesses in their lineup. That's the thing. They've got In9, who is like the best CF player right now. Just the guy is insane at everything.
His mechanical genius.
Imzin. They have Imzin. Imzin is just the greatest leader in like the history of CF.
Right.
He's won the most things already before this team was even really made. He was already like the most winningest player.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
I mean, you can't. I mean, just look at what the players who have played with Imzin turn out to do. I mean, we have two of them on TGF, right?
18 and who else do we have?
TF and Jerry.
Oh, we're talking about TGF. Okay, yes. Sorry. TGF and Jerry.
TF and Jerry, right? Yeah. I believe that they've studied under the master Imzin himself previously.
I mean, everybody wants to, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't mind being on
definitely knows
Imzin.
how to groom players.
Put a shout out to Imzin for me. Get me on that squad, man.
Let him know. Famous. Interested in joining SV? I think pretty much anybody would be interested in
Get
joining
the headlines
SV.
out there, boys. Get me on that squad.
So, of course, coming up, let's get back to the task at hand, our first match of the day, which is going to be, as we said, we were just talking about TGF versus CherryStars. And TGF, I think I still want to see more from them. I think if you look at their roster on paper, you're like, man, maybe this team can even. Their lineups there. The lineup they are going to be running with TF, Chong-R, Hi, Jerry, and Shobi, which, I mean, as I said, if you look at that lineup on paper, there's not really weakness there either.
Yeah.
You would have to say that the big difference only between them and SV is the Mzin factor.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I would say like the two rivaling, of course, the Mzin factor, but I'm going to say like what is really competing on the two sides that I'm interested to see whenever they finally line up is N9 versus Chong-R.
Right.
Ooh. But back to this,
yeah. We'll talk more about that when we get there, because that will definitely be a hype matchup. And but Hi on your screen there. What do you've been around the CFPL scene? What do you think of him as a player?
You know, I haven't honestly seen a lot from him. Like, I don't really know too much about his play style and what he likes to do. All I know is he's a solid player, and he's not a bad he's not a bad addition to their lineup. But I don't know enough about him to say like he's an improvement over OU, or you know, just not too sure yet. We'll just have to see how he performs in this tournament for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him as one of those consistency players.
Yeah, solid, just straight solid.
That man on your screen, though, he's definitely going to be the one you're looking forward to lead this team and see if he can't really come into his own as a leader. Shobi as well there. But TF for me, that'll be an interesting sniper matchup, right? Because as you were saying to me yesterday, that
the Vietnamese, they always bring... they just have a legend of bringing snipers onto the table that are raw, like just straight raw. They had Rambo, before that they had Rudo, just two iconic snipers. You know, there's not a lot of snipers in the CF scene besides Chinese snipers that really just have a name out there everywhere. And Rudo and Rambo were two of them. So let's just see what their new blood can bring to the table. I've never seen this guy play before. Maybe he can be the next Rambo or Rudo.
Right, but as you say, notably, both Rudo and Rambo are absent from this competition.
Oh,
they're
yes,
on neither team, which...
See if he can step up into the shoes.
Exactly, right? Maybe the new guard has come.
Maybe he's come to take over the name.
We see here on our screen now, CherryStars lineup, Godzilla, KZ, Teddy, Luther, and Jinba. We're going to go with Jinba for now.
It's a good pick.
And KZ there for me, right, you're gonna look to him to lead this team maybe, although Teddy's sitting in that captain seat.
If you guys recognize him but don't recognize the name, just to let you know, he was Jerry before, but because there's too many Jerrys around town, he decided to change his name to Teddy, I guess.
There's some competition for that name for sure. One of them, in fact, sitting across from him. But Luther here on your screen, you were talking a little bit before.
Oh, yes. I was watching them practice yesterday against multiple teams, and Luther he seemed to be the main one stepping up. So I'm looking to him he's going to be the one probably top fragging, and if anything, he's going to make the most impact, and if he doesn't, well, I don't know what to say, but that's what I seen yesterday, was he was making the most impact for sure, 3Ks, 4Ks, beautiful shots too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see that KZ is not the captain of this team, because I was saying, man, he's got such a big personality. He's a very outspoken person. You can really, when they're playing, you hear him on the comms for sure. So perhaps even too much, maybe that's the thought there. Godzilla here, I don't know much about him as a player.
New
so, blood. As we said, about this Cherry lineup, that they've got some new players and some old players mixed in here. So definitely going to be interesting to see how they perform. As I believe it's their first season as a team as well, right?
KZ might actually still be the captain, though.
Yeah, it did look like he was there sitting. After all that being said, it does seem like he was in that middle chair there.
I was actually watching, like I said, in the practices yesterday, and he was being the most vocal, so I can't understand Vietnamese, but I assume he's still the captain on that end. I
mean, I will say you could certainly hear him when you're watching them on stage or in scrims. He is a loud voice, both in and out of game.
He definitely gets really into it. And he's also the most experienced member of that squad. He's been on the Freedom teams in the past, and he's been multiple times. So he's like he kind of has to be the leader because he's the most experienced and he'll be the most calm in the moments, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. Moving forward here, we are going to go ahead and get into band pick. What do we think about bands? Well, Port immediately here for CherryStars.
That's honestly just a great band, though, because Chinese teams are notoriously good at Port recently in the past couple years.
Isn't that...
Mexico, though. Whoa, I didn't expect that.
I think... So this is something I've really noticed about Chinese teams. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and say that we are going to end up here on Black Widow, which will be interesting, and that CherryStars is going to take global risk there. One thing that I find that Chinese teams often do, especially in international competitions, is that they ban out Mexico.
It's honestly, I can understand them banning it out. I was just saying I didn't expect it against the Vietnamese because, you know, the iconic good at Mexico nations is like NA, EU, Brazil. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen Vietnamese play on it that much, to be honest.
For targeting
the Vietnamese,
because of course they've never played CherryStars on an international stage.
True.
But Mexico is the biggest wild card map because
they don't want
so much
upsets.
Can happen, right?
They don't want any more upsets.
And I was also going to say that, like you said, this Port ban, the strength of Chinese teams on Port has come recently. It used to be Port and Mexico were their weakest maps.
Yes.
But that has kind of changed as CFPL has in fact swapped some maps of their own, and now instead of satellite base you have Port in Mexico.
I know that in the past, because you know I've been to internationals a few times, we would always kind of take advantage of the fact that they don't really play Port too much in like CFPL, and that would be a very common map for us to play against them. So, you know, yeah, just the strength of them has come recently because of it being added into CFPL, but before, I can definitely say we took advantage of that a few times.
I mean, a few years ago, you might even say that a team like Penta had maybe the best Port out there, but now if you're looking, from my perspective, you may disagree, but now you would definitely look at a team like SV as their Port being just absolutely terrifying.
I mean, maybe let's just discount Mexico anyways, just in case. But their everything is just terrifying.
That's true.
Their shots are terrifying. Their strats are terrifying. They're terrifying.
But I think speaking to a lot of Chinese teams, that they believe that Port is SV's best map.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Black Widow.
I just know they're all strong. That's all I know.
Yeah. She'll be there, getting ready to go. Does look like we have a little bit of a delay. Not sure. As we do see a headset off, there might be an audio issue. But we should be able to jump into game quickly here. Teddy there.
Well, you know, I was going to say, it was CherryStars that got the first pick on the side, right? They got GR.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately for them, the map is Black Widow. And just for all of you out there who don't know too much about what side is, you know, stronger or something like that, I'll just say that why I said it was unfortunate that it was Black Widow is because neither side is stronger on Black Widow, really. It depends on the team. It's not like Mexico where GR is really strong or something like that. It's just, it could go 50-50. You know, sometimes the T is, or the BL is much stronger, but that's because of the team, not because of the map. So
right.
It's 50-50.
It is a very balanced map. I think that also, maybe talk about a little bit why that is.
Well, the thing is, the map is like pretty evenly spread out. So let's just contrast it with a map like Ankara. Ankara is too spread out. So that's the reason why, in my opinion, that map is T-sided, because it's too hard for the GRs to rotate around, and you know, once the BL attack a site, they can't rotate quick enough to take it back quickly
and cover all the points of attack, right?
But on Black Widow, you can get over there in a snap of the fingers. Maybe one guy's a little late, but he can just rotate behind or something like that. It's just. That's the reason why it's kind of just a 50-50 map, because it's even on both sides.
It also tends to be a fairly safe rotation.
True, yes. You're not going to get killed on the rotate unless you're just not looking at middle.
Right.
You always got to be looking at middle when you cross, all right? Let's point that out there now.
We've seen definitely some good lurking kills there as somebody's sneaking through the double doors.
Yeah.
As we do take a look here at this map, Long A, always probably my favorite place to watch on this map. When you have some good snipers out there.
And that's mainly because it's always, the snipers of course too, but A long is always fought with multiple numbers. Like usually it's a 3v3, most of the time. And so it's always just contested early on the map. And it's one of the only spots on any map that is always just contested right off the bat.
Right,
people want that.
You can rush it defensively and offensively.
Yeah.
And as we do see here coming towards the B point, I'm sure that most of you guys know this map, but B side is much more, or excuse me, point B is much more close contact, right?
Yes. I mean, let's put it this way. A long is just kind of open. So there's not a lot of things that are much longer combat, I guess you can say, than long A. But box room at B, that is, whenever they're entering box room, you know, of course, it's just pretty much point-blank battles. And it's all a fight of, the main thing the GRs need to do is not hold box room necessarily, but is just try to take out one or two. That's it, because whenever the BL is taking B side, you know, all you can hope for is just taking a couple out. That's it.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about it after we get into game, and that's what's happening right now. Let's go ahead and start off the 2017 CFGI with our first match here, TGF versus CherryStars. All right, let's get it on. First point here of the first half of our first match at CFGI. And it does look like we have, as we said, you know, maybe early contesting here on to long A, and it is TF who's going to get that pick early, as we do have movement on the bridge as well with the bomb in hand. Does look like a pretty early and swift A execute here, as people starting to drop around here. The bomb does go down though.
Then letting Shiobi up early, up into mid early is just a horrible decision. I don't know what they were doing. They just didn't seem to be watching it.
And now they're in a really tough situation here, as basically roles reversed pretty quickly. Oh, but they're going to make a clever rotation here onto B, and that's going to buy a whole bunch of time, as CherryStars 100% thinking that that bomb was going to go down onto A. And they do get some. They do see them on that rotation though, through that. Under the bridge, excuse me, as I choke on my words there. And the bomb does go down here onto B, and it looks like they are going to split up here for this retake. And
this is a great bomb plant from TGF. They actually planted it, it looks like, I can't really see it, but for the outside, and they're both holding box room and outside. Terrific. They're pretty much getting a crossfire in here. No matter what CherryStars do, they're going to have to run through that box room door in order to get to them, just like they just did. And it's a firing squad right now.
That being said, it is down to a one-on-one, and it will be Chomar who actually cleans it up with a double kill. Yeah, I think that's a great point. You know, when you're planting, I think that's why I loved that rotation from TGF. I think it's so much easier to hold a B plant than an A plant.
Yes, yes.
A is easier to take, typically, depending on who you have on an op necessarily.
I mean, I'll say this in regards to taking A side. We'll just go to the GR's point of view. GR A, it's almost impossible to hold. It really is. There's no good points to hold it from, because you have to give up something. You have to give up longer cat. So yes,
that's a very good point.
Yeah, A is very difficult to hold.
But B is much easier to hold, as we do see them poking in towards the site we said. Does look like we are going to slow things down here, as the bomb is going to be dropped out there in a safe location waiting to be picked up. And does it look like a 1-2-2 hold here with two ready to rotate both directions here from CherryStars. And we'll see if they can't slow it down here, as that first round, maybe a bit of jitters here for CherryStars in their first big international tournament. Ooh, and it will be TGF who opens this up with a nice pick there in mid onto Teddy. And that's going to open this, and that's going to kind of split the defense here. This is going to be a really hard, difficult hold here, as they are coming onto the bridge now. It will be called out. Only one going to rotate over, but a nice headshot there from Godzilla. Oh, he's going to pick up another. And it does look like the bomb is going to go down here onto the A site, though, and it's going to be a 2v3 retake again. Although, yeah, the plant is coming through now here from Shiobi. And we'll see how CRS decides to try and retake this. Oh, and this could be danger. Always difficult to look through this window on the retake. Oh, it does look like he got a glimpse there of Shiobi. And they're going to take this. Shiobi can't quite close it out, though, but it is TGF's TF.
Well, I will say this about TGF's strategy there. That was beautiful. So the first round, they took it hard and early. That's what you want to do on a LAN from T side of any map. You want to take it hard and early, and then the next round, if you win that, you want to sit out and just wait for them to push. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to get nervous. They're going to be like, wow, they hit us hard last time. We need to get hard round right now. And then they'll just
you see a firefight here in box room. Jerry will win that duel. He's going to take another one with a pistol. He will get traded out. But definitely man advantages all over here coming, and it's all of a sudden it's a 3-on-1 here, and maybe hard and fast again.
They just went right back at him.
And bomb. That's basically an impossible retake here from Jinba, especially because they know that he's the man with the op in his hands. He's probably gonna need to pull out his pistol soon, because I doubt anyone on TGF. Well, as I say that, caster curse immediately.
Is the Vietnamese sniper. That's what it is.
Yeah, there it is. And that will earn him an AK, and that's an excellent switch out here for himself, as it's going to be much more useful in this 2-on-1. And they definitely hear footsteps now. Hi's going to get the peek and will win the trade there.
And once again, TGF with an excellent plant hold. They knew where he was, and they played it perfectly, just together, honestly.
Yeah,
beautiful.
3 clean rounds, you would have to say, from TGF so far. And
no mistakes.
Cherry's going to have to find a way to slow things down here. And I think you have to call on Jinba to try and maybe pull out a pick here somewhere. As we do see, does look like a 3-2 hold there. B-side is being poked at by Shubi and Jerry, but no real commitment yet.
Oh, here we go. 2 going in the box room right now. See if Luther can hold this off. It's the man we're looking to frag right here. He does know they're there for sure. You can hear them.
That's for sure. But what do you think about that? Whose smoke was that? I didn't quite see who threw that smoke at.
I honestly didn't see it either, but I'm guessing it was the BL's smoke for sure. They were just looking for picks. They're just sitting in the box and looking for picks. And look what they're getting. You know, they're getting mowed down. Oh, never mind. I take it back. She'll be bringing it back with a nice 2K. But Godzilla coming in, getting a clean headshot onto him. And Chongar, the man, the myth, the legend, he's looking to clean this up for his team.
Yeah, into a 2-on-3 here, and I think this is the first round we've seen a numbers advantage here for CherryStars. This is going to be an important one for them to pick up, at least gain some confidence moving forward in this match. As we do see TGF still with plenty of time to work here. They are going to slow it down here and poke around again towards mid. I think this is a really nice decision. Give TF a chance to work here, as he will be looking down mid, and he might have a duel here coming here between Jinba and TF. Will be our first chance to see this. Gonna miss that shot there onto KZ, and he's gonna be called out in this position now. And looking like both people missing shots there. Jinba definitely having the better shot at it, but isn't quite able to find it. Time is starting to wind down a little bit here, and it does look like we are gonna see a commit here towards the bridge onto A site. Should be pretty easily read out, I would think, here from Cherry.
For sure.
And KZ making a real smart play here, looking for the end around, trying to get the backstab.
It's the kind of leadership we're looking for here, making
exactly.
plays.
See if he can't pick it up as he creeps ever so slowly.
This should definitely go CherryStars' way. They're perfectly set up for this. And here we go, KZ with the first frag. And Chongar, he's all by himself, but he's got one, and you know he's good. He can do this. If they don't,
my goodness.
You got to peek together, man.
When he knows where he is? He knew where he was, but he switched to the bomb instead of the pistol.
You know, that's an IntelliMouse thing. You know, with the scroll wheel. Sometimes it randomly does it. That might have been the problem there. And lucky enough for CherryStars, they were able to clean it up. That was close.
Let's gotta be a little bit heartbreaking for him as he sees that that bomb come out instead of the pistol, because he knew where he was, and he knew he was switching the pistol to take that duel, but he didn't end up with the pistol in his hand.
His spacebar got a little too happy there before his gun switched.
Does seem that way, and that's going to be a big round there for CherryStars, but a nerve-wracking way to take it.
Oh, see what happened here is they took A long and TGF heard it, so TGF is taking early cat control with the op, and just like that, they get an easy pick on the rotation back from A long. Beautiful. TGF flawless.
Ooh. And now they've really split the defense here, and it looks like A's. I mean, they can do whatever they want at this point. Just KZ gonna need to pull one out there. Luther does pick one up, but it is going to be a 3-on-1 now for him. See if he can channel a little bit of Chongar's last round performance. Except maybe. Well, as I say that, TF.
Well, you know what? As weird as it is to say, because you would think you would need to tell CherryStars to slow it down and calm down and play a little bit more passive. What they need to do right now is get some picks. They need to take map control with teammates, not by themselves, but with teammates. So maybe cat control, A-long control, run out of Bs, something. They need to do something together in order to stop TGF from taking all this free map control and just picking them apart.
I will say what we were looking for at the beginning, or what I was going to find very interesting, was the new sniper here from Vietnam and Jinba versus, you know, not an easy person to take on there in TF.
TF, yeah.
As I say that, Jerry is picking up the op this round, but it's gone heavily in favor of TF, and that's my goodness.
There we go, KZ. That's what we're talking about right there. Beautiful 3K from KZ onto Cat. Teddy coming back. Good shit. Good stuff from Teddy.
And they have the bomb location as well. This is about as hard as it gets, Chomara. Let's see this 1v4 with four borderline full health members, but they know where the bomb is.
But it's Chong-R though.
It is Chong-R. You can never count him out of any of these situations. He was what, rookie of the split his first year, and that was the same year that N9 came in for CFPL. He took down oh my gosh, what's his name? 70 kg in the single sniping competition.
That's hard to do.
In addition, same year he won the AR competition. He won both of them. Yeah. So I mean, this guy's a mechanical madman.
And you know, if you guys are confused as to who Chong-R is, just to let you know, that is ZQ from AG last year, and he didn't have too great of a time in AG. But, you know, some players just have a little bit of a struggle in some certain teams. You know, they're forced into certain positions. But a beast of a player, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Chong-R to really come into his own. I thought it was Loser there that took down the last kill. But a big round from KZ. And we're going to see early action here. And KZ got to pick up another one. Look at that. He wanted it again.
Almost a repeat.
He wanted it again. Couldn't find the spray through the smoke, however, though. And it will put us into a 3-on-2 with all kinds of firefights looking like they're going to break out as people getting into weird positions.
Great positioning here from Godzilla, though. He's right on the bomb. He just has to wait on his teammate, try to live. There he goes. He's going down Cat. Oh, he at the same time, though. Beautiful. He still cleaned it up, but that was just a little bit questionable of team play right there. They need to peek together. It's just so many times back-to-back of rounds, they're just not peeking together. That's their main issue right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fault him when you think you have that free backstab, though, but Shobi with that 180 immediate headshot, not something you're going to be expecting necessarily.
Such a nice shot, honestly.
But really, CherryStars playing their way back into this one. I was worried there at the beginning once we went up 3-0 that it was kind of looking like a bit of a stomp, but really CherryStars
4-3 right now.
Oh, and it's going to lose. They're going to need to pick something up there. He takes high down to maybe 5 HP there, which will help, but not what you wanted.
Like I was saying earlier about B-site, you have to get those 1 or 2 vital picks. You have to get more picks than you lose members at B-site. 100% you have to in order to retake it. And look at it now. They've got 5 people. Yeah, 1 is 1 HP, but he can hide and bait for his teammates. It's so difficult right now, and here they go.
Especially those coming through those double doors. It's
so many areas where they just can crossfire and pinch. Look at this. Perfect peeks from TGF. That's what I'm talking about. That teamwork right there. They just peeked at the same time from 2 different positions. What can he do?
Yeah, definitely good cleanup there here from TGF, but not pulling out to the lead that maybe we would expect here in this first half. Although they are on the attack, and getting a lead on the attack always feels good. Yes. Pretty much on any map, let's be honest.
Defense always does feel easier because there's so many GR-sided maps on CF, that's for sure. Even though this isn't really one, it just feels nice to get a nice T-side.
You can always play... I like to think of it this way, as we see it. Jerry going to get the opening pick of the round there. Does cost him quite a bit of HP. He is down to 18, but he'll take it, that's for sure. What I like to think of it as for CROSSFIRE is that... Oh, now I've lost my train of thought. That's fine. We'll move on. As this will be last round.
Let's see what we can get here from KZ, though, on Cat. We got 3 people coming up. Guess what he did earlier? He got a 3K. Let's see if he can repeat that.
He almost got back-to-back round 3Ks.
Yeah,
just couldn't find the spray through. Oh, he's going to beat the peak.
Oh. That was just unfortunate, honestly. It's not a bad idea for him to peek that and just to get some information, but unfortunately, there was a sniper sitting there waiting on him, and there was 2 riflers just sitting there staring at his position.
That being said, I mean, I did not have the fastest reaction time to that. Oh, Jerry going to pick up one onto Luther, and it does. And yeah, I never got it.
Not a bad half from the Vietnamese, though.
Yeah. If they had won that round, though, it would have been so much better. I never got the chance to say, like, there's such a huge difference between 5-4 and 6-3 when you're going into side change.
And you know what? I was mentioning those small things like the team play, like where they weren't peeking together and stuff like that, because it's just small things they can fix, and they could have won a couple more rounds just off of something as simple as that. Not putting in a complex strategy or putting in a new player, because he's going to be a heavy frag and he's going to come in and just carry us. No, you just need to fix small things like that, and you're automatically winning a couple more rounds.
And you'd think maybe that's a bit of jitters here showing on the international stage, as I mean, maybe the one person you wouldn't expect it from didn't show any, right? KZ looked very solid in that first half.
He definitely fragged hard.
Yeah, I actually think, was it Godzilla who actually top fragged in the first half there for them?
10 kills, right?
But you have to say that KZ was making the impact plays.
Yes. That Cat 3K and then some other, like the backstabs and things like that.
Yeah.
He was just making smart plays all around the map.
And we'll now get the chance to see CherryStars here on the attack. Always. There you go. Jimba going to pick up the first pick there. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say that TGF, even though they gave up long control, they already took basically cat control and B long control. They have, honestly, usually teams don't give up A long because they don't want to give up part of the map, right? But what they did is they gave up A long and took the rest of the map. They have cat control right now. Like, they're peeking out cat a little bit to see where they are. He's about to see Godzilla in mid, and they already are out of B in water. It's going to be so hard for CherryStars to do anything besides go A long.
They have a ton of information, in other words.
Yeah, basically. Long story short.
Yeah, and it does look like Hi-Hi's going to get the chance to make a big play here, as Jerry's going to call it out, and they shouldn't have much of an idea where Hi-Hi is, although Teddy is going to be the first one there to fall to Hi-Hi, and 2 going to go down there, and both Hi-Hi and Jerry going to go down, however, and it does look like they actually will be able to battle their way onto this site, and it will be a 3-on-2, going to have the man advantage, going to be Chongar and Shobi trying to hold it out here. Chongar going to hear the plant. He wanted to stop it. He just couldn't quite get the angle there. And he will wait for Shobi, but however, Shobi goes down almost immediately as I say that. And
they peek together.
This is a story we've seen before. Chongar in a man-down situation.
Oh my goodness. Don't tell me he's going to do this. 2 clean headshots. Oh my god. Straight through the box. What a beautiful play from Chongar. Oh my. He read them like a book. He just peeked every angle precisely right where they are. Oh, what a beautiful play.
And
textbook right there.
You had to know he was going to get one of them.
Yeah, but 3 through the box?
Well, no, I mean, one of these rounds. This is what, the 3rd, 4th round we've seen him in, and
they're giving him too much respect in a way too. They're not peeking him together. They're just kind of like tentatively staying back because they know he's a beast. But you can't do that.
You got to take the fight to him. When you have the 3-man advantage, when you have 3 men, you should be able to find collapse on him. Maybe if you're in the 2-on-1 against a player like that, maybe you play a little bit differently, more passive, especially on that B side.
Switch strategy, something like that. Yeah.
Falling back towards the through the box room
to the water.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like that. But when you have the 3-on-1, you just give him too many things to look at.
And here we go again. They're taking cat and B long control. They have so much control over the whole map. It doesn't even matter that they gave up A long. This is such an intelligent strategy that you don't see implemented too often from any teams in CF. And TGF, they're just doing it perfectly because they're not playing too aggressively on it. They're just kind of sitting and waiting at perfect spots to where they can see and hear that they're pushing up closely.
Firefight.
Cat push right here. Oh, Chongar, he gets 1, he gets 2. Can he repeat with a 3K? No, he can't. But he almost did. That was scary for them. And here we go. They got another pick on B long, so we're down to a 1v1.
Yeah. Hi-Hi was in a... Hi-Hi, once they hear that firefight on Cat, they're going to make their move immediately, and they do. But huge health advantage here for Jimba. Is going to have the pistol.
Hi. He's not holding back.
No, he is not.
He slapped him over with a quick headshot, that's for sure.
Yeah. One would have thought perhaps he had the sniper in his hands after that. And that will put TGF on 8 points here, and CherryStars is going to have to get something going here on the offense.
You know, I will say about last round, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but CherryStars actually played that pretty well. They took up cat control, and then they played passively B long, and that's why he picked one of the 2 B guys B long and lit him up. So it was a really well played strategy from CherryStars. They just couldn't follow up and finish it out.
Yeah, they are able to take more aggressive prevent TGF from taking more aggressive positions. I think they have that aggressive push towards B water read out a little bit here at this point. And now the classic standoff with that thin wall between them that we see so often here.
Almost look like they're staring right at each other.
Right. They've a pretty good idea that somebody's in that box room, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And it does look like Cat will be taken here by KZ. And not much contest, although it does look like Chongar is looking for that shot from underneath the bridge through the planks.
He's watching middle. He's ready to quickly look up as soon as they start taking it, though. So he will be looking for that shot. Oh, but they'll be coming out mid. This is a good play from them. They're not even looking. Oh, never mind. I take it all back. Chongar, he's got them reaction times.
He's got 3 now on the round.
3K again.
And a double for Shobia.
Yeah.
And that's a backbreaker a little bit, you have to feel.
I thought they had that. I thought Chongar might be paying attention too much to that, but they didn't have a smoke under cat. If you're going to be doing some sort of B split like that, you have to have either a better distraction toward A to cause more of a rotate, or you have to have a smoke under cat.
That being said, that is 100% the old big firefight here early, and that's going to be taken by KZ basically single-handedly.
Once again, coming up strong with the impact frags.
Yeah, and only losing half his HP for it as well. Definitely a big play from him. And very smart here from Cherry to reset 8-2 there from Chongar. That is quite impressive.
And he took him out. That is important.
Oh, for sure. And Jerry, actually, no kills here in the second half. Going to be looking for him to try and play his way in and close it out here for them as he...
Oh, the Caster's Curse?
Opposite of Caster's Curse.
That's pretty funny. But it looks like they're going to be taking A long control here.
All of a sudden,
good A take. They had 2 members going toward B. The GR did.
Ooh, it's
and
a little
it was kind of like
awkward.
they were faked out there a little bit.
They will get the bomb down. High didn't quite have the support yet because of that long rotate that was going to be necessary from Jerry, but looked like he's just trying to get a little information now. Should be audible there at Godzilla. Big kill there from him. Ooh, but Jerry can take down one.
Tough shot. He could do this. This could be another repeat of Chongar. You know they're a little scared right now because they've gotten clutched on and almost clutched on so many times. But Godzilla, he's got the calm hand. He's got the icy fingers, the ice in his veins. Takes him right out.
Flashed him out, but wasn't enough to close in on him as he got the backstab there, outthinking him a bit.
Godzilla don't care about no flash. That's what he doesn't care about, that's for sure.
He's definitely been putting a lot of kills on the board there for CherryStars. He had 8 or 9 in the first half and 4 here now for himself in the second half. But they're going to have to string a lot of rounds together here, CherryStars. But first round on the board, on the attack, always going to give you a little bit of confidence.
For sure, for sure. Calm the nerves a bit.
Just so that you know that there is a way to beat the defense. You did it once, you can do it again.
You know, all we're looking for here is really Luther to just come up and show what he was showing yesterday. You know, I was watching him for a while yesterday, like I said, and he was definitely fragging the hardest. Godzilla was bringing it up strong from behind. Yeah, that's for
Does
sure.
look like a cat play here. They're going to push aggressively through that smoke. It's going to beat. Oh, Chongar, so much confidence in his teammate there to pick up the kill, and it was, or excuse me, Shobi.
Again.
Yeah, and a Godzilla with the 2K there, as you said. Shobi didn't even look at the first person. He had so much confidence Chongar was going to pick it up, which is smart, but that's another one there for Godzilla, putting himself to 7 on the in the second half,
and
yeah.
3 in the round, meaning if he gets these last 2 kills, he can get the first ace. Let's see if he can do it. He does take out 1. All he needs to do is get this last one right here. Let's see if his teammate can take it out for him, though.
Oh, as you say that, TF.
Oh, what a beautiful round. That was so close yet again. All these one-on-ones they're giving him. But that one, they kind of couldn't help but give the 1v1s, that's for sure. They were in too far of positions away from each other.
Yeah, and I mean, when you know it's TF there with that op, it's a little bit easier to try and take those staggered picks as he has that reload time on the weapon, and he's got to switch to the pistol.
That is true.
It's much harder to...
And you want to get on him fast before he pulls out the op again. Right. Because he's dangerous with that.
I would definitely agree. And it has looked 100% like TF has been winning this op battle pretty heavily here. Although it is actually CherryStars out to the early man advantage here. Oh, and it's aggressive play. Oh, High gonna pick up 2 there. And this could be it. This could be all she wrote here for our first match. I don't know if TGF, they will see the bomb down. And she'll be looking to clean it up here. Chong-ar gonna take the duel, isn't able to quite find it around the corner.
He's got the weight of his whole team on his shoulders right now, Godzilla. Let's see if he can clean this up here. He definitely cleaned up the first half, and he's cleaned up the second half here. 9 frags. What is 2 more? You know, that's just basically 20% of what he's already got. Let's get it again. So see if Godzilla can take him. He gets 1. He gets 1. Chong-ar, it's only the man, the myth, the legend, like I said before.
How appropriate was that, though?
That Chong-ar takes out Godzilla.
And that's the end of the round, and that's the end of the match here, of our best of 1 here. That could not have been a better written story there for the end of it. You have to say Godzilla stepped up huge there for CherryStars and will be somebody to watch going forward, but TGF clean for the most part.
And I'll say this, you know, the score was kind of lopsided there, 10-5, but there was a lot of epic rounds that happened, a lot of the clutching from Chong-ar. You know, it was an exciting matchup, even though it was 10-5. Both ways, not even just on TGF's side. So there was beautiful kills coming in from the PvP side as well.
Yeah, you'd have to say it will be interesting to watch them moving forward, CherryStars. And TGF, you know, coming in as strong as you would expect. And I'll be looking forward to both of these teams' next matches. I think we saw some good stuff from CherryStars. I think, as you said, some easy stuff to clean up there that they can do, you know, that they don't really need to have, like, you know, weeks of practice to clean up. Just simple things, like you said, peeking together.
Just the team play. That was really what it comes down to. I mean, yes, they did get manhandled a couple times on just the strategic side, but even if they just cleaned up the whole peeking thing, peeking together is what I mean, then they would win at least a couple more rounds, and then they can work on the other things.
The one thing that worried me a little bit about what we saw from CherryStars was it didn't feel like they had. It felt like they were playing reactively on offense.
Yeah, they were.
They didn't really. They weren't creating the space that TGF did on offense.
Yes. Well, one part of that was because on CherryStars defense, right? They were only really taking a long control. And like I told you, they needed to take some other sort of control, but they didn't. And that was the thing. It's just that rounds were happening too fast and they kind of didn't get to that. But TGF, they were taking B control. They were taking cat control. And there's even, I think, 1 or 2 rounds where they took A long control. They were just doing everything, mixing it up. That's what you got to do on defense on BL.
Yeah, I mean,
on Black Widow.
I never got a chance to say it in game, but, you know, Chong-ar, when he was holding under the bridge there, and you thought maybe he would get jumped on, that was the first time we had seen anyone from TGF holding that position. And I don't know if that was just a hard read somehow, but I don't think that CherryStars was ready for him to be there.
I think they took A long that round. That's the reason why he might have played that position, because they were playing kind of stacked toward A. They had seen the only thing that had really worked for CherryStars was really cat and A. So what they were preparing for, I think, in my mind, was just they were going to stack A and take that away from them.
Yeah, we didn't see much action on the attacking side from CherryStars.
But the action we did see, Chong-ar.
That's true.
You don't want to go back to B side after that.
That's a very good point. If you're afraid that Chong-ar is waiting just around the corner, but in fact he was just on the other side. Important win there for TGF, and they're definitely going to be happy with that. I think moving forward, other than, you know, maybe peeking together, what do you want to see from CherryStars to clean it up? That's maybe that next further step than that.
They just need a more, just from the little bit I saw right there on just Black Widow. Okay, I don't know if they normally play that way or what, but just from what I saw, I would say they need more like dynamic style on GR side. They were too static, and then on the T side, after that first half, it was a pretty even first half, 6-3, not too bad.
Right.
But they seemed a little too scared in a way. And they could tell early on, after the first couple rounds, what TGF was doing, the whole taking, it's pretty obvious they're taking water. When they're jumping across, you see them, you know they're taking water control.
Right.
And then if you see them double up on cat 1 or 2 rounds, you know if they're taking water control, they're probably still doing that. And you don't hear them A long. So you kind of know what they're doing, so you need to be a little bit more aggressive in ways. Take cat control, flash from A long, run 3-up cat, stuff like that. And they did try it 1 round. They did run 4-up, and it was, like I said, it was a good plan. They had 1 lurking B, they had 4 running up cat, or maybe 3 running up cat, and they almost won that round. They should have clinched that round, but it was just great play, individual play.
I mean, yeah, that's something that you can never count out from the Chinese team, which is also a terrifying thing from them, is that they have the strats, but also some of those individual talent players are crazy. I mean, some of them are that next tier up, right?
Yes,
when we saw some of those plays from Chong'er, you have to say, like, that's next level stuff there. That
man, that clutch, that was a beautiful clutch,
especially the 3rd kill.
It's just, I mean, that is a common spot, but who would think to just not even bother looking at, maybe his teammate called it. That could be one thing.
That's a good point.
If not, then who would think that, not even to look at double stack, which is the double boxes right there, or the back of sight, maybe he could be there. No, he just spammed that box.
Confidently.
Just confidence.
At exact head height, and lo and behold, out comes the headshot. Beautiful round there from Chong'er. We'll be looking at him moving forward to continue this stuff. Is there anything? What do you see attackable here for TGF, mistakes-wise?
Oh, what do you? Okay, honestly,
if you're coach,
it's too difficult to even really say from what I saw though, because the main part of it was they didn't really make any mistakes.
Does look like we're gonna get a round breakdown here from the man himself for me. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the audio to help translate, so we're just gonna break it down with him.
Well, let's figure out first who's on GR. That's the main thing.
CherryStars on
this definitely looks like CherryStars. Yes, it is CherryStars. Okay. So this is kind of like the way they broke down for T side, the way they ran their T side when they realized that CherryStars was taking a long control. What they did was they just run out mid. Yeah, that's a perfect strategy. By the way, if you're a team and you hear that they're taking a long, almost always is 3 people there, and then they have to rotate back to watch mid. Generally, if there's anybody watching mid, it's somebody from B doors, and TGF knew this. So what they did is they ran right out mid as soon as they heard that A long.
Yeah, and I believe even TF gets vision of them here, perhaps. Nice flash, they're going to slow them down as well on that rotate back.
Maybe you get a pick here too. I don't really remember.
Even if you trade,
even if you trade, yeah, he did get a pick here. Yeah. And then they run right out mid and they have perfect control. That's why Shield was out there.
Instant reaction there, right? And they have Shield coming through under the bridge as well as 3 coming up onto Cat.
Perfect play, because then Shield is unseen. I mean, of course, they may see him from long, but they have people coming up Cat too, so you gotta watch out for that. Maybe they don't see Shield. What Shield can do, which is what I think he did this round, is get into CT. Kill the B rotates. Rotates aren't gonna be looking at CT. Why would they? He's not seen.
That's a very good point.
Beautiful execution.
可以看到，丘比在这边也是抓了一个时间差，直接摸到了请家，这边也是没有保卫者防守，所以说必须回防的保卫者也是直接给了丘比的一个侧身。
Free kill there，
这个也是直接打掉了2名回防的队员。
Even if he loses that duel, it's still a great play because he's completely stepped out
剩下的2名保卫者也是已经锁定了在 A 大的方向。
Right, exactly. More than done.
直接在第2时间转到了 B 区。
And yeah. That's how we ended up into that lopsided take. I believe, yeah, this was first round of the match too.
You know, the only thing I could say about this, where maybe I would just change it a little bit, but this is just my own personal point of view on CF, is I would maybe run 3 out mid if they're taking a long control, and then 1 up cat to lurk, and then go B instead of A. Because they got the majority of the people toward A, right?
Right.
And you just collapse on B, and it's easy.
Right. I mean, at that point, you have dealer's choice, right?
Yeah, you really
because you've completely split the defense. Yeah. You can turn left or right. I think at that point it's almost a preferred decision.
Which
there.
way do I want to go?
Right, right.
Which lollipop do I want?
Right, exactly. Do I want this delicious thing or this delicious thing? Yeah, they're both delicious.
I'll take both.
But what I really liked about that round was the secondary rotation back over to B, where they completely take out A.
After they took out A, yes.
And well, they cut out the rotation, right? So we kills both rotations. They basically
stuffed them A long.
And they stuff them back towards A long, and then they just say, "Well, we just go over to B then, because that's easier to hold," as you said.
Why not? They can't take it back. There's a chance they could run up A long and just headshot me, but at B, not happening.
Yeah, we will be getting into a break here pretty soon. I believe, let me see, up next we do have TNC versus OPK. So that will be an interesting one as well. So stick with us here. We will be back soon. I believe we're heading out. Perhaps not. We'll have a little bit more time to talk about it then.
Well, how about this? I just want to say, I cannot wait. I've already said it once, but TGF and it's TGF in F3, right? Or is it SV in F3?
Well, we'll talk about that more when we get back. We are in fact going to break. We'll be right back after this break with more CFGI.